I went to see an orthopedic surgeon this week about my knee, and he told me that I can't run marathons anymore. I think we're gonna agree to disagree on that one, but let me explain how that went. A little while ago, I had an MRI scan done on my knee, but I wasn't really pleased with the explanation that I got from the scan. All they said was, yeah, there's some wear on the medial meniscus, everything else is fine. Go back to your physio, do some exercises. So I wanted a specialist to look at it. I wanted a better explanation about the scan, and I just wanted someone else to check out my knee and tell me what my possibilities are, what things I could do to make it better, but also to see if maybe he can see where the pain is coming from. Now in the meanwhile, I also started seeing a different physiotherapist. Got me on a different plan, different exercises, back running again, which I actually thought I was on the right track right now. But still, I kept my appointment with the orthopedic surgeon just because I wanted an explanation for the scan. That's my cue to go running. Now before I went, I discussed this with my physiotherapist and asked him, are there things that I should ask the orthopedic surgeon? Are there things that, you want to know? Things that he could only see in the scan maybe? And he told me, well, just make sure that he can go over the scan with you, and also not to be too worried with the news that you get. Because when they look at a scan, they can see things that might not really actually be that much of a problem, and then they mention it, gets stuck in your head, and you're worried about it. So he told me to be mindful of that. Now I'm happy with the way things are going with the exercises, with my running, the way the physio is handling things. But still, I went to the appointment. We actually went through the entire scan. We scrolled through it. He showed me what everything was, blood vessels, cartilage, muscle. He showed me exactly what I was looking at, which was very helpful because now I can actually look at the scan myself and see what's what. I know that the black part is the meniscus, and there's a part where it turns a little bit gray, and that means there's some wear on there. So yeah, I'm happy that I got to kind of learn that. Now he showed me that there's a part where the cartilage is really thin, and that's probably where the pain is coming from, because the bones get too close together. Now when you're moving, the moisture goes out of the cartilage, and then it gets painful. So he said, just you can still go running. He said, but you're gonna have to realize now that you won't be able to set good times, and you can't be running marathons anymore. But occasionally going running, that's fine. That's not what I wanted to hear. Not at all. And it did bum me out a little bit. But on the other hand, I thought of what my physio said, and I thought, hey, wait a second, I'm getting that news that he was talking about. Now the further explanation about the cartilage raised some questions with me, because he told me then you need to take some rest, then the moisture goes back into the cartilage, and then you're fine to go running again. So I asked him, well, I've noticed when I haven't had enough water to drink that the pain in my knee is worse than when I do have a lot of water to drink. I'm like, could that be related, or is it just in my head? And he said, well, it's very interesting that you would say that, because there's no real way that we know if that is connected, but it could be. There's just a lot of things about cartilage that we don't really know. I'm like, okay, so you just told me that I can't run marathons anymore, and next thing you're telling me that the exact problem that I have, the cartilage being too thin, is the thing that you don't know a lot about. Okay, that's weird. So it did stick in my mind that he said that I can't run marathons anymore, and of course he might be right, but I'm not just gonna not run marathons anymore because he says that I can't do it. I'm gonna train for it, and I'm gonna run the London Marathon and see if I can prove him wrong. Of course, it's gonna take a lot of training, a lot of different training, probably some different running that I'm used to, but I'm convinced that I can run a marathon, and I will. And if I can't, then yeah, we'll deal with it then. But I'm not gonna run it. An orthopedic surgeon, when I asked him about the tendons and the muscles, that could be a problem because yeah, the pain is on the side where I feel it. He says, yeah, it's all in a small area, so it's hard to tell where the pain is, and it's probably not the tendons because they're very strong, and so are the muscles. So it's probably the cartilage and the meniscus that are the problem. That directly contradicts what my physio says, and the exercises that I'm doing are to help the tendons, which I think is working. So I'll stick to that training. Now, the appointment that I had was on Wednesday, which was my run day. It was in the morning, so I had to skip my run. Thursday, I wasn't able to go running. Friday, same thing. So it's Saturday now. I kind of missed a run this week. Trying to catch up still, maybe just move my days around a little bit for next week and still get that run in. But other than that, I'm following the schedule. I'm feeling good about it. I feel progress. I feel a lot better. I'm doing 1 minute on, 1 minute off today, 10 sets. And yeah, of course I'm out of breath because I'm out of shape. But I feel good about it. I feel like I'm going somewhere. I'm working on something, making progress. I'm feeling better. I'm running. I'm not gonna let someone tell me that I can't run a marathon. This weekend marks 10 weeks to go. So 10 weeks until the London Marathon. That's not a lot of training for me. But yeah, like I said, if I have to run it differently, if I have to run, walk the entire marathon, that's what I'll do. I'm gonna try my best to tweak the schedule a little bit to get a little bit further than the schedule is actually taking me. But all in due time, because I've only just started. So I'm gonna take it easy in the beginning, see how it goes, and then work my way up in a couple of weeks. All right, so follow me for that. Subscribe to the channel. Until next time, get out there and run.